let it drop.
And especially ladies and gentlemen, because there's only two of you. Anyway, congratulations to President Donald Trump on his victory and all of our victory. Of course, the fight isn't done. We're just getting started. We got to clean up house, everyone. Just wanted to preface with all of this. It doesn't matter who the president is. What matters, well, of course it matters who the president is, but what matters now more than the presidency is who we become in the next 4 years, because we got to accelerate our efforts and our work as a country, as a people, as Americans, so that way we don't go through this last 4 years all over again. So bye to Clown Mala. So happy that you are, you experienced this, but thank you. Goodbye. Anyway, now that that marriage to that presidency is over, I want to talk about the marriage I have with my wonderful husband. I love calling you that. No, I don't. No, I do. I'm kidding. It's such a titles, titles, labels. They've always weirded me out. But thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
My daughter, our daughter, not my daughter, our daughter. David is my go-to for all of the conversations. So if you guys have a problem with whatever I'm saying, I go through with him first. So he okays everything.
I'm the quality control department.
Thank you so much for being here again. I know you love doing this, so that's why we're here. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I asked people on Instagram to ask us a question that they would like answered on air, and
got a lot of questions.
We got a lot of questions. Yes. A lot of you came through. Thank you very much. So without further ado, David, what do you say we jump right in, since we have a little, and you guys, thank you for your patience. We were late because we were late, but thank you for your patience, everyone. We appreciate you guys tuning in and sticking around. You're going to get some value from this. So let's go. All right. So you guys asked really cool questions, and these are all conversations in and of themselves. But what I want to start off with the question. Okay. So we're obviously about God, you and I. And so it's appropriate to ask this question. And this is from Couch KN. She says, I love hearing couples talk about godly submission in a marriage. When the man is submitted to God and his wife is submitted to him, do you all have this in your marriage? So I'm going to let you answer that first so I can pick this up.
The simple answer would be yes, we have that in our marriage. Yes. And the longer answer would be it's something that takes work on. We constantly have to work on that, and it's something that's never ending. It's a daily thing to do. To submit to God is hard at times, because we have human nature pulling us, we have human emotions pulling us, so we have to align that with our spirit.
And so I guess the question's asking if we do submit to, well, if I submit to you as your wife, and of course you submit to God, and that's why you answer that way. But yes, I submit to you as your wife because I feel like that's the way that we have to operate. I actually encourage him, to lead in the ways that he might not see. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm seeing it in a different way. So I want to encourage you to lead. And this is coming from someone who's former
atheist.
Liberal, feminist, atheist. I always, again, I say that every episode because I feel like it's so made a difference in how I lived life, and versus now I don't imagine being that way. I want my man to lead the house. I want him to make the decisions that will affect our family. And of course, if I see something that I need to address, that's how we do it. You have
pointers.
To give pointers or suggestions, because it really does matter how the man leads the home and how successful the home is.
I agree.
Women can do so much, but it's the hierarchy.
I agree.
Oh, that's nice. What are you, nervous or something?
No.
Can we get it going? I agree. What do you...
Stamp of approval.
Yeah, he okayed it. Blah, blah, blah. Narina talked, and David said, Yes. See? Couples who don't submit, okay, so maybe they're like, oh, it's a 50-50 equal relationship. Do you think that that works?
I don't think it works, no. I think majority of America is doing that. That's why we have majority divorce rates.
Yeah. Soon as they brought in this 50-50 rule, like
Everything fell apart.
everything fell apart. Yeah. And I said this earlier. I feel like we as women got bamboozled into being in the society in the way that we are. We're showing up in the way that we are because we were bamboozled. So we were chilling at home, doing whatever we were doing at home. And then they're like, oh, guess what? You can go work for the man, someone else.
Job.
Get a job. Like, yeah, praise another man. Come home, cuss your man out because now you're making that money. They ruined the entire structure of the household. And then like, if men want to be leaders, they have to make a certain amount more than the woman does. And it's just like, well, how is that fair for God's structure?
It's not. It takes away from it.
How so?
Well, the worldly way doesn't work with God's way. And I believe, in my opinion, that's one of the main things that the Bible is trying to teach us, is the ways of the world is what gets you to hell.
How do we overcome the ways of the world? And you're talking about like feminism and other things like that?
Everything that's of the world. All these ideations that are not of the Bible, they're just of the world and society. It just drives people apart and it ruins things, I think.
So like thinking about doing it your way and versus God's way. Because like the
God
handbook's
gave us
there.
the SOPs, you know, like you just got to follow it. It's pretty easy.
God gave us the SOPs. Well, he did. He did. And I agree with that. I feel like divorce rates, fights, miscommunication in households all come to the idea that, oh, well, I know more than you do as a woman. You know, for example, that's the idea behind it. Why is the woman fighting with her man if she doesn't think she could lead better? Does that make sense? So maybe her man isn't leading better because he's not following God.
Yeah.
So there's a hierarchy that needs to be addressed. And if they're not following that order, then yeah, there's going to be trouble in the house.
There's no feng shui.
There isn't. And that's coming from, you know, my previous relationships where I was like, oh, I'm 50-50. It's this brainwashing that took place while we grew up in America. Sorry, it's just...
It's global now.
Yeah.
These days, it's not even just in America. It's everywhere.
In Armenia, it's mind-boggling how like that conservative little country is now
Shifting.
Extremely liberal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like disappointing, to be honest with you. Like I'm okay with liberalism as far as, you know, maybe your own life choices, but when it comes to the structure of a family unit, it has to be conservative.
Yeah.
Like you can't let your liberalism be like, oh, well, I'm going to live my life like this. There's people that are connected to you. There's people that function with you, you know. And for example, if somebody's using drugs in the family household, then how's that family functioning? Very poorly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
All right. Well, I brought an agreeer here. I brought my okayer today. He completely
Stamp of
agrees.
approval.
Let's move on to the next question. Thank you, Couch KN. Let me ask the next question. What is, and this is from Hezbez. Shout out, Hassel. What is one obstacle or challenge you face as a newly married couple with one of you having done this before? That one of me is me.
Well, I don't know. See, this is the tough part. Like, we lived together for years before we got married, so it doesn't seem like a new thing to me. Like, it hasn't changed, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, because when we were dating, we weren't married.
Yeah.
But we were still living together. And so what is it like then being married? Has anything changed for you?
Nothing at all.
I mean,
Just
nothing's
the
changed
title,
for me,
like
yeah.
I can't tell people you're my girlfriend anymore.
I mean, you can still tell people I'm your girlfriend. It's fine. No, I actually don't even like being called your girlfriend either. It was such a weird. I'm like 40. You know,
Gotta
what
grow out
girlfriend?
of it.
I'm old. No, but wife is appropriate, I suppose. We wanted to get married before Emma was born, so she wouldn't be born out of wedlock. But like, she was like, "No, I'm coming." Well, we should have gotten married before, a week before she was due. So that would have stopped that from happening. So, but what is this wedlock thing? Like, it's biblical.
Well, that's why Jesus came and died for us. Because if he didn't, we were all screwed.
Screwed. Well, that's true. That's true.
Very true.
So we commit the sins, but we were forgiven for committing these sins.
We're all wretched sinners. I don't know if I pronounced that word right, but yeah.
Wretched, yeah, that's a correct word. So nothing. So the answer would be nothing is different. We are just, I don't know, more aware of. I guess I'm more aware of the direction. Because now we have a daughter, but so it just happened at the same time, getting married and having our daughter, and of course, my sons you help raise, of course, and having your own daughter is just, I feel like it was the bow on the family.
Yeah.
That tied us all
Ties it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe then I feel like we're closer than before.
I agree.
Yeah.
We've created a life together now,
Yeah.
so it's different.
It's fun. It's fun. It's very fun. Thanks for these questions, guys. Moving on to the next. This is from Balincho. Have you both been on the same page for homeschooling and crunchy topics from the beginning? And who did it take longer to get on board?
I think we've been on the same page from the start.
I agree.
Yeah.
From the day you told me 8 years ago that you wanted to open up a mystery school for kids, right?
Yeah.
Mystery school for kids. I was like, yeah, dude, like that's what's up. And guess what we're doing now?
It's a mystery school.
We grouped with a mystery school, that was started by somebody who was on the same frequency and wavelength. And, I helped promote the school itself. So I personally am involved. I'm responsible for 9 kids being at that school. So I'm ecstatic about that. And I hope to encourage more families to create their own micro schools and whatnot. It's very important to be on the same page when it comes to your children's education, because all the arguing, and when I say arguing, I'm not talking about like fist fighting. I'm talking about like, hey, disagreeing with the mode and method of education for your kids. You don't want to be caught, the kids are going to be caught in the middle of it, so it's important to be on the same page.
Of course.
And as far as other crunchy topics such as non-vaccinations and I said
well played.
I said non-vaccination. I wonder if the AI will pick that up, but it's okay. All crunchy topics, we're very much on board with it. No seed oils. Oh, hey Emma. We put the mic on the shoulder that she leans on. Yeah, no seed oils, no chips.
Yeah, we're trying to. I mean, it's a process, and we live in a society where it's everywhere. These seed oils, these poisons in our food, but we're trying our best. I feel to avoid them, to not have them at home,
And now with RFK making statements that he's making about
what
the
he's
health
gonna
of
do,
our country,
make America healthy again.
Maha.
In Armenian, it means death. You ever looked at it like that? Yeah, in Armenian, it means death.
Well, maybe the death of the poison industry. How about that?
Yeah.
The death of the poison industry is coming through MAHA. I was asked the other day, are you MAGA? I'm like, well, what's there not to be MAGA about? Like, why don't you want to make America great again? Like, who cares what side of the fence you're on?
What team you're on.
Why wouldn't you want your home base to be solid?
I agree.
Like, we're picking team captains here. We're not picking new countries, But these crazy leftists, they thought that the whole country was going to, like, shift in their favor. They thought all these people who didn't want any of the stuff that they wanted are going to just disappear. Well, now we're waiting for you guys to disappear. We have a long laundry list of people who need to disappear.
A lot of people said they're going to move out if Trump gets elected, so we'll see if they keep their word.
Yeah, and why do I look so white in the video? I look like a...
Turn on the tan effect.
Yeah, how come?
Give her the Donald Trump tan.
Make me orange. I just noticed. Oh my.
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh my God, Nate. Christian, make the room dark, dog. We live in the dark. There is absolutely no light like this in our house.
Yeah.
We have one orange light in the middle of the ceiling, like just glaring all day, and then otherwise it's dark.
We love the darkness.
We do. Okay, so much better. Oh, all right. Did we answer that question?
Yeah.
I think we did. Hey, David, how you feeling, David?
Pretty good.
Oh, you're not doing great?
I'm doing great. Took my blood pressure medication. I feel great.
Oh, speaking of which, your cousin Guyon asked, what's it like knowing you have 9 lives?
It's humbling.
Okay. Oh, really? It's humbling to know that you can't die?
It really is. It really is, because then you start thinking like, okay, God really wants me to do something important on earth and not mess around and not waste everybody's time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is a humbling
That's
experience.
true. If for those of you who don't know, David's died twice clinically. He's had a clinical death. And not that that defines you, David, but I think it's important. It's an important part of your story on this planet. Because the way that you survived through these things that you survived, it's not common.
Doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, like he's had a cardiac arrest. Hey, hold on, I'm talking. Hold on. Shh. Hold on. What are you frustrated about? You want to sit down? All right. Just say that. You know I don't like it when you whine in my lap. You want to whine? You can whine over here, my little angel. All right, we're talking. I know. We don't have babysitters for you because you don't agree. All right? You guys, I can't leave her with anyone, by the way. So that's why she's here struggling with the family.
That's why I'm here too, because before I would watch her, but it was chaos.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Oh, those 2 hours, like thinking about it, my blood pressure goes up. Like,
Oh my God,
you
no, we don't want the third death.
Yeah, she's, without you, like, she's tough. With you, she's pretty good, she's chill. But when you're not around, she does not know calm.
Yeah, because I'm her calm?
Yeah.
Well, I carry her food around, that's why. She's like, food!
You're the lunch truck.
Where's my food going? I'm the lunch truck? All right, thanks. Now I can't unsee that. All right. They're funny. So how it's like being with 9 lives? You said it's humbling. Interesting, because one would think mortality makes you humble, but immortality makes you humble.
No, because it's not immortality per se. It just
You've had a cardiac arrest and you lived.
Yeah.
You got shot 13 times and you walked out holding your jaw, saying, "Call my mom and tell her I went fishing."
Tell her I went to Arizona. I didn't want to get in trouble because I knew him. Like, she finds out I got shot, she's going to kick my ass.
I really want to have one of these days that conversation, but I don't want to have it now.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
you got to tune in.
Yeah. I just, it can get heavy. Unless you want to talk about it, babe.
No. I want to answer these questions first and foremost.
Well, that's part of the questions because she's asking you about your 9 lives. Like, let's talk about your recent death. Okay, cardiac arrest, right? Like, it's a 1% chance of survival. So
less than 1, yeah.
So, what are you gonna do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out these days.
Your death made me come to God finally. Yeah.
So I got killed because of you. So you come to God.
Well, look, I went and I prayed at the chapel, and I said, you know what? If this is the time to see if God exists, then I better take the opportunity and learn and test out the theory. Because if I don't and you die, then I'll be in real hell. You guys, if he died, my life would have been so much more different. It's not only did you save your life by not dying, you saved my life, the lives of our children.
Yeah.
We brought Emma into the world. Now I can't imagine the life without.
So many beautiful things happened after.
Yeah. So maybe you are completing your purpose on life by continuing it, because that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to create
have children
and procreate.
And be happy, yeah.
Exactly, and do His will on earth. I don't know. I could talk about your death all day, but it seems like you're done. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Thanks, Guyon, for your question.
next episode.
And she also wanted to know if you're moving to Idaho or not.
I thought about it. The scenery looked nice. I googled some images, but I don't know.
You guys, let's sit this next 4 years out on moving. I think we have a good shot with the way the country's going to be run and the way that we have all come together and awoken as Americans. So let's just sit tight. Don't move. Let's rebuild California because we got
the best weather.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
We got the best everything in one state. So the answer is no, we're not moving to Idaho. I'm so sorry, Emo and Guyon.
We'll visit though.
Yeah, you go and let us know how that went. He's like, I can't move to Idaho. I have to tell people Idaho.
Yeah.
The name itself is just not flattering. All right. My cousin says, Anna Maria, shout out. She says, what is something you wish someone filled you in on in your 20s? You got shot and killed at 21.
I know, but everyone had already filled in the info of how to live life. I just didn't listen.
Oh.
So I was given all the right information. I believe my parents told me the right things. I just didn't listen and didn't follow the information I was given.
So you didn't apply?
Yes. The information was there. The application wasn't.
So the question is, what was something that you would have been told that would have made the difference? And you're saying, I knew it, that I was being told, I just didn't apply it. This is why people need a personal development coach. Personal development coaches, this is my plug-in, hold on. Personal development coaches actually help you move from one position that you find yourself in to the next position that you find yourself in by helping you apply what you know. It's not a matter of education, it's a matter of application. So if you already know everything, but you don't seem to see yourself moving forward or moving the needle, then consider hiring Narina, Coach Nar, as your personal development coach, and let's move the needle along. Let's get you from point A to point B, because that's all that it is. You just need to move.
That's the most important thing, to learn how to apply things into your life, because someone could stand there and read to you from a book with all the answers, but if you don't know how to apply it, it's the same as not knowing it.
So then the answer would be to learn how to apply the things you already know. So that's what I would tell myself in the 20s, if I were to be able to tell myself that, or have been told that, like, you know what you know, but apply. Thanks, Anna Maria. That was a good question. Hold on, babe. Hold on. Oh, you're doing it the opposite direction. How is it supposed to come out if you're gonna... Okay. She's sleepy too.
Yeah.
Well,
we need a babysitter, guys.
Yeah, like, can you come to the studio with us?
If anybody knows of a good babysitter that could come to the studio and help out for an hour, it would be great. We would be able to talk about deeper subjects and deaths and lives.
It's okay. Let her just chill out, and she's going to scream for a little bit. That's part of the deal. Can you block her mic? I love you. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Can we move her out? No. It's all right. Oh. Should I get her? Should I give her to you?
Yes.
All right.
Hello, baby girl.
Here, let me hand her to you. Meow. Wow. All right, whiny pants. Just give us 10 minutes. Thank you, Tandy.
You want some breakfast?
They said have kids, it'll be fun, they said.
It is fun. It's the whole, the challenge is the fun part, you know? If it was easy, then everyone would do it. They wouldn't be picketing to get on-demand abortion. That was a dig. I hope you guys felt that. Thank you, Anna Maria, for that question. Next question. Ready? We're blowing right through this. So
let's do it.
Anna Kachikian from the Armenian Report. Shout out, Anna. She asked, how should a woman deal with a man's anger issues gracefully?
Hire Coach Nar. Duh.
Well,
No, but seriously, yeah, like they need.
am I able to do it with
You are,
you?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's why, like, they need
I
to
know I am.
seek help for that to deal with it. It's something it's hard to do without seeking help because, like what we were saying earlier, to apply things. You know,
Yeah.
once the guy is able to apply the tools he's been given, then you could start see a change in him and his actions.
So, I mean, the reason why he's giving a vague answer about like, oh, hire Coach Narshil, well, because I gotta know. You gotta know what exactly is it that is angering
Yeah.
the man. You got to know, what does gracefully mean for a woman. What are you doing that could trigger or diffuse the situation? So there's a lot of things that you have to understand that's already happening, so you are given instruction on what to do next. That's my personal take on how coaching works. Anyway, she's screaming her ass off. So gracefully, what I think I do gracefully is I stop and I look at your face and then I ask you a question. So it's like, hey dog, we good? Hold on. You go ahead and talk. You go ahead and talk. Oh, Emilio got it. Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
She'll
The
be
whole
fine.
family is doing the thing. Shout out to Red Angeles. If you guys haven't subscribed yet to Red Angeles, I don't know what you're doing. We're working with this lovely studio. Please subscribe. Please watch, share, like, comment. Let's get the algorithm trained for
Let's
us.
do it.
Oh, come on, Emma. You guys good? All right. I don't mind. As long as you guys don't mind. This is from Christian, this question. How do you balance the influence on your kids from the world versus the influence of you, the parents?
I should let you answer that because you've had longer experience with that with the boys. So you would probably have a better answer for that one.
I mean, honesty and open communication is what I use, and staying consistent with myself, so that way when they're perceiving me, it's like, oh, she's not an inconsistent broad. She's consistently this way, and she's consistently telling us these same things. So that way they know that who I am as a person is not changing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's developing. That's different. I'm not flip-flopping, but I'm developing.
You're staying consistent.
Yeah, who I am, getting better, working out the kinks as a parent. So the influence you want to have on your kids is your consistency with them. They will know then to trust you. If you're inconsistent, you're saying one thing, doing another thing, being hypocritical, putting them in positions where they're questioning you, questioning your loyalty to them, in a sense. I feel like that's what causes the pain and destruction of families, because kids understand loyalty. Like they may not understand it in the way we do, but they understand loyalty.
To a degree, probably, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Christian's question was a little different from what you're saying.
Go ahead.
It's like he was saying, like, how do you, for example, kids, how much they're influenced by YouTube, right? But then you made a good point about being consistent. YouTube's consistent. They're releasing stuff every day that your kid's being programmed with every single minute. You know, so you got to stay consistent as much as YouTube or anything else in order to balance that out. Because it's tough. I feel like, watching your boys grow, there's different ages and different understanding comes with those ages. So it's an ongoing process. But most important thing is you have to have God's word in the middle of everything.
I agree.
Into all the teachings, because I think it ties things down in a different way.
I did that the other day.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And it worked well. I saw both of them take to the lesson, and then you sat down with both of them and you read Proverbs, and I think that was a really good experience for both of them.
I did, yeah. That was a new thing for me too, so it really helped. But that's the thing, you got to stay consistent with the teachings. So she is such a screamer, bro. I swear to God, dude. Like, and nothing's wrong. She's fed. She's chilling. Like she
got your vocals.
I literally do not ever yell.
No, I meant vocals because you opened up for Ice Cube once. You were a singer. That's a true story. She's a great singer. And she really did open up for Ice Cube. I'm not joking.
I did, and it was so long ago. It was fun. It was fun. You guys want to bring her inside here? Yeah? Maybe she'll stop.
Get another question or two until she comes screams. They can't.
Are you both? And this is from Christine from church. Okay. Shout out Christine. She runs our HTAC page, the church's page. You screamer. This is Manuk, everyone, our babysitter. What's wrong? Oh, she's sleepy. She's sleepy. That's why. She's asleep. Thank you, Manuk John.
Thank you.
And so we're almost done anyway. We're almost done. It doesn't have to be a long episode. It needs to be fun. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
She's faking it, guys.
She's faking it. She says, are you both on the same page when it comes to Christianity? I know you're both Christians. All right, you're done? You good?
And yes, we are on the same page when it comes to Christianity. We view it in a very similar way, I believe. We debate about it, we talk about it, we read random parts of the Bible. So we both seem to have a very like-minded opinion about what we're reading and understanding from it.
I owe it to you for bringing me to Jesus. Well, you're one of the guys that did it. Hey. Oh. You want to go home? Are we ending this soon? Okay. How about we do this? How about we do this? And you chill out. She needed to sleep. So yes, we are both on the same page when it comes to Christianity. Who's there? That's Mom's logo. Yeah, that's Mom's logo. Oh, you're not happy? Oh.
She's smiling now.
You're so boogery. What happened? You left all the boogers come out of your nose. My little angel. Oh, okay. All right. You're good. You're good. We had a lot of questions, actually.
Do we still have a lot more?
Yes. Oh, what advice would you give to an expecting couple on the topic of giving birth in general? But also how to avoid government forcing unnecessary and dangerous vaccines.
Just say no, because they tried to tell us at the hospital, get this, get that, your baby could die if you don't get this shot or that shot, but you have the right as an American citizen still to say no. So just say no and do what you got to do.
Just say no, all right? You don't have to get any of the shots. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do anything.
They try to coerce you, but you don't have to do it.
It's because you didn't sleep. That's why, you little baby. It's because you didn't sleep, and you're probably hot, and I don't know, and you're probably hungry, but I can't feed you right now. We're in the middle of a show. Watch, when you get older, this will be so much easier for the both of us. And yeah, so nobody can really force anything on you guys. No. How about you handle this question?
Okay.
Let me walk her a little. You handle this question. So, forcing. What does it mean to even force anyone?
They can't force. They just come and try to use scare tactics and fear tactics on you. Saying, oh, if you don't get this, the baby could die. If you don't do that, this could happen. So they tried that a lot. And like when she said no at the hospital, and then they came to me and tried to ask me, and I said, hey, look, she said no.
She said no.
Yeah, because they were trying to convince me to come convince you to do it,
I can't believe they did that. That's my first time knowing about this.
No, I told you, remember, I'm like, that nurse came and said this and that, like.
No, I don't remember at all. Hey, nurse. I thought I said no. All right? No, this is messed up. See, this is how they try to get in between because they think that, let's like drive a wedge between people.
Yeah, that could create. Imagine if they told me and I got scared and I started thinking, oh my God, the baby's gonna die, and my wife's not agreeing to these shots, So
that's how they got him.
Yeah.
I am not happy with You not being happy, my friend, my little girl.
I'm
What's the
trying
next
to-
question?
I'm trying to open it. How do you open it so
You go
I'll
to
read it?
comments. You go to that.
Sorry, I'm not tech savvy.
At all. At all. What happened with you, girlie? What happened? Come on now. What's the next question?
Okay.
Thank you for that, Al. The advice for a new... We didn't even give him the answer. No, we did.
No, we did. Yeah, like we don't know. I mean, the advice of staying, because a part of his question was, he said, "How do you stay out of hospitals?" Is you hire a doula and you do it at home.
Yeah.
So that answers the full question in full now. You don't want to go to a hospital, you could totally do it at home and do it with a doula.
And plus, you guys, doctors are catching wind. Okay, so our pediatrician, when I asked him, I said, "Hey, are you like pro-vaccine or
Are you maxing?
are you a maxer?
Yeah.
Are you an anti-maxer?" He goes, "Look, I do whatever you want to do."
Yeah.
So that was so good for me because, like,
He's
first of all,
not pushy at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's almost 7 months old. I've taken her twice to the pediatrician because I don't get the vaccines for the babies. So I don't really need to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't even call me
Yeah.
because I don't need to get any work done for my babies. So it's all up to you. Find healthcare professionals who are
Like-minded. Yeah.
who are with it, with you, with what you want to do.
Because they're out there. There are a lot of them out there.
Yes,
So,
there are.
Another person, Stella K asked, "What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, and how has it impacted your life?"
Okay, that's a good question. The best piece of advice thus far. Hold on.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
All right. The best piece of advice. Shh. Be quiet.
She's falling asleep.
The best piece of advice is don't bring your baby on a podcast. We're trying to do something new, so of course we're gonna have these kinks in the show,
It's a work in progress.
So what was the question?
What is the best piece of advice?
The best piece of advice.
It's a tough one. That's something maybe we'll get back to you on the next episode.
Yeah.
Because that's something like, we really have to think it through and remember, like, what is the best advice I've been given in life?
Believe in Jesus.
Yeah. Save your soul.
All right. You know what? We might have to cut this episode short. Let's do one more because she's just annoying me at this point, let alone the viewers. All right.
Okay, so let's do this last one. How does it feel to have a leader as a wife?
Oh.
It feels great actually, and I think we both encourage each other and push. It's like what is the word I'm looking for? Like a
Partnership.
it's a partnership. I love the fact that you're able to lead in your life and you're able to make the decisions. You're not waiting there for someone to say, "Hey, do this, do that," So
Yeah.
I like that.
You're not wait. I'm not waiting for someone to tell me to go.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
I am, and I like having you in my life as my husband, because you recognize that quality and you don't try to squash it.
No.
You actually encourage it, and it makes me want to follow you more as my leader.
Yes. She's smiling.
All right, you just want to be played with. All right.
Then how did you get started on your journey to being a podcast host? That's the last one.
4 years ago, when the craziness took over, I was like, I can't sit here and do nothing. But it all started with just like talking about personal excellence and talking about different ideas and topics that people were waking up to.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, it evolved. Then my Christianity evolved. It kicked in. Yes. So it's very fulfilling, as a matter of fact, to have decided to speak my mind in such a structured format, uninterrupted. Well, No, I'm being interrupted right now, but
It's temporary.
it's temporary, and we don't mind. I love you, but it needed to be spoken about. Someone needed to do it, and that someone was me.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna let this project grow. And when I say let it grow, I'm gonna allow suggestions. I'm gonna allow advice. So I want this to grow. I want this to be something big for the community. Because why not?
Amen.
You know, let's guide, let's lead each other. And if I'm open to suggestion, like I said, so if I need this to be changed in a certain way or developed in a different way, I'll do it with the suggestion of the community. Because this is who it's for, really. We want to make an environment that is worth it for our children to grow up in. And it's only going to happen if everyone practices personal excellence.
Yes.
And if they don't know it, then they don't have an excuse now not to know it. Tune into Bad Moms.
There's a way to find out.
You guys, Emma is sleepy, and I think I've abused her enough for the show. Poor baby. Yeah. So, how was this episode for you?
It was cool.
It was fast. It was brief, but that's because, like, you know, for the next 6 months, it's gonna be like that. I feel like
Until we find a babysitter.
until we find a babysitter that she'll stay with. No, she didn't stay with no one.
Yeah, she
Outside,
gives
just
everyone a
scream.
hard time.
And then she screamed with me. Whatever, Emma. Whatever. Thank you to everyone out there who tried in the studio. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, David, for joining me. Thank you for the questions, you guys. I think the more conversations we have openly, the more people will want to change in their relationships too.
I agree.
And the more people will want to seek how-tos in their relationship than just like
How to use the
cutting it
tools.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But follow this formula. God, husband, wife, children. If you are confused, just follow that formula. Plug everything in. If your husband isn't following God, it's going to be hard for you to follow God. It's going to be hard for you to, you
For
know,
the kids to
structure.
follow God. Yeah.
It's going to be hard for him to lead. And then people are going to be like, oh, atheists have a decent life. I was an atheist. It's not that fun. God is more fun. All right. Thank you, guys. Subscribe to Red Angeles Network and to Bad Moms Media. Follow on Instagram. If you haven't already, well, you actually are if you're watching this. But oh, okay. You want the camera? You want the mic?
She wants the mic.
Watch. After we get off the air, she's gonna
Yes,
stop.
we'll go quiet.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we'll see you next week.
Let it drop. Let it drop. Let it drop. Let it drop.